Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Palmetto State Sports Education, we welcome you to the 15th Annual Rising Stars Piccolo Spoleto. Families are welcome to take pictures of the performances today, and thanks to the Palmetto Network, we are filming today's performances, which will be available to our performers. We'd like to recognize our partners. Thanks to St. Matthew's Lutheran Church, Fox Music House, City of Charleston, Office of Cultural Affairs, and especially the teachers of the Rising Star students. If you would like to support PSAE's mission in advancing arts education through programs like Rising Stars, please consider donating through our QR code found in the program. And now, what you've all been waiting for. Please welcome today's Rising Stars. Lauren Marbury. Sage Lynn. Delaney Parker. Andrew Ning. Ari Floyd. Kendall Montgomery. And Stephen Humphreys. And now here's the Creative Rising Stars and your host, Larry Barnfeld.
Good afternoon, everyone. Some of you were with me this morning for that wonderful morning program that we have, but we have special treats for you this afternoon also. So welcome back. As I said this morning, it seems unbelievable that I have been standing in this very spot for 15 years. But it is such a joy to meet parents, your student, who are so gifted, so talented, and that's what we're all about. Giving recognition to those really talented people across the Southeast. So let's start with having a wonderful violinist, young violinist, with Lauren Marbury. Hello, Lauren.
Hello.
Put that mic up there. Now say hello to me.
Hello.
That's much better, much better. Tell me about the school that you go to.
I go to Pleasant Hill Middle School in 7th grade in Lexington, South Carolina.
In the 7th grade in, where is it located?
Lexington.
It's in Lexington. Okay, so it's a public school.
Yes, sir.
And one of the reasons I ask that is because so many of the students that we get on this program are homeschooled. And so it's really nice to have public school students who are so talented. Are you in music classes at your school?
Yes, sir. I do orchestra with my school.
You do what?
I do orchestra with my school.
Oh, you do orchestra. Do you play with any other orchestras?
I play with the Youth Philharmonic.
The Youth Philharmonic in Columbia?
Yes, sir.
How often do you go down from Lexington to Columbia to practice with the youth orchestra?
Usually a couple times a week.
A couple of times a week? Yeah, so you're on the road.
Yeah.
Who is your teacher?
My school orchestra teacher is Miss Sarah Wright.
Your violin teacher?
My private teacher is Miss Kristen Harris.
I'm sorry, tell me.
Miss Kristen Harris.
She has other students on this program this year. So she must have a lot of students who do very well. You're not, I can tell since I'm a native born in Illinois, I can tell you have an Illinois accent. Is that right?
Yeah.
So how long have you been, you haven't developed the South Carolina accent yet. It'll come. You'll be able to do it. Sometime soon, you'll be able to talk like a South Carolinian. So where did you come from?
I moved here from Sycamore. It's about an hour west of Chicago.
Mm-hmm. How has the move gone?
Pretty well.
Do you like it here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, since uh, since I wasn't born here, and my wife is native, every time that I misbehave, she tells me, "You can leave heaven and go back where you were." It's true. That's what she tells me. Who's with you today?
My parents, my brothers, my school orchestra teacher, and one of my friends.
All right, let's introduce them so that we get teacher and parents so that we know where they are. And so wave to us, all of you. There we go. Yes. It is so important for everyone that we recognize parents and teachers, because these students do not get here alone. It takes a village. And so it's very important that we recognize the support. So, you're playing violin at school, you're in the orchestra. Is there anything interesting that you do?
Not really.
So you're just a music nerd.
Basically.
Well, that's okay. You know that what? Lots of nerds. Mozart. There we go. Big nerd. What are you going to play for us today?
Concerto in A minor by Accolade.
Concerto in A minor by Accolade. Why don't you make your way up those steps to the stage? Thank you, Lauren. Joining Lauren will be our wonderful Rising Stars accompanist who has been with us for many years. And we really appreciate Dr. Janet El-Shazly as our Rising Stars accompanist. Thank you, Lauren. For everyone over 20 out there, what were you doing when you were in 7th grade? Yeah. Thank you, Lauren. We have one of our few vocalists with us today, so you get a real treat. It was just a few years ago that we added musical theater to our audition process. We had only done classical music in terms of singers before that, but we learned that there were so many talented musical theater people. So we have one of those with us today. Sage, would you join me? I know your program says Sarah Wren, but this is what, that her choice is to be Sage.
Yes.
Tell me why.
Well, it was a very big transition. I identify as non-binary, which means that I do not identify as a female or a male. And my pronouns are they, them, so think of me as multiple raccoons in a trench coat.
Okay, we can do that.
Sage,
good explanation. Thank you.
No problem. Sage was a name that I picked out because of its meaning and its just calming color and its beautiful fragrance and it's just calming meaning.
That is really wonderful that you can explain that so well.
Thank you. I've had to do a lot of explaining.
Well, you're doing it well. So what interested you in musical theater?
Well, I have been doing musical theater since before I was born. My mom is a theater director, and she was pregnant with me while she was involved in a show, popped me out, and kept right on going. So I've been doing musical theater since forever, and I started getting involved in my high school theater productions when I was in 5th grade. Our high school had recently built a fine arts facility with a huge, beautiful stage.
Wow.
And I started acting on it from 5th grade.
Wow. Where is the high school?
It's Dorman High School, located in Spartanburg.
Right. So you're there now?
I graduated 4 days ago.
Oh, congratulations. Yes. Good deal. So since you graduated, are you just going to stay home and rest?
Yes, I'm definitely going to take the time to rest over the summer, but I am actually I've already been accepted into Winthrop University in Rock Hill, and I am going to major in musical theater and minor in music.
Wonderful. What are some of your favorite musicals that you've performed in?
Oh man, that's a toughie. When I was a freshman, right before the world shut down, we did Matilda the musical, and I played Miss Honey, and that was probably one of my favorite roles ever. And then last year we did Beauty and the Beast, and I played Mrs. Potts.
Oh, and that was fun.
It was so much fun. I loved every second of it.
Oh, good. Other than school, do you do any community theater?
Yes, I have tried to audition for community theater, but there's so many talented people that there's just no room. There's so many talented people in Spartanburg. It's just a plethora of musical theater kids.
Wow. Yeah. Who's with you today?
My mom and my dad.
All right, there they are. Yes. So you're going to Winthrop, which is a school that I like a lot. I have done a lot of work with Winthrop and think it's just a wonderful place. And they have a very strong musical theater program. So good choice.
Thank you.
So after Winthrop, do you have a long-range plan?
Well, I'm hoping to dive into professional playwriting.
Oh, so have you written already?
Yes, I have written a couple one-acts, and recently I won a $2,000 scholarship for one of them.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Has it been performed?
Yes, it was performed at a couple competitions, a couple high school competitions, and it's just, oh man, those people who performed it, I love them to bits and pieces. The show will never be as good as when they performed it.
Were these classmates or?
Yes, they were my fellow high schoolers.
Terrific. What a wonderful memory that you have from high school with that. That's great. What are you going to perform for us today?
I will be performing Far From the Home I Love from Fiddler on the Roof and 16 Bars from Taxi Cabaret.
Taxi Cabaret. I don't know that show.
Me neither, but it's a good song.
Well, that's a good lead-in. Let's hear a good song.
Alrighty.
And of course, Dr. El Shazly is joining Sage at the piano.
How can I hope to make you understand why I do what I do? Why I must travel to a distant land, far from the home I love. Once I was happily content to be as I was, where I was, close to the people who are close to me, here in the home I love. Who could see that a man would come who would change the shape of my dreams? Helpless now I stand with him, watching older dreams grow dim. Oh, what a melancholy choice this is, wanting home, wanting him, closing my heart to every hope but his, leaving the home I love. There where my heart has settled long ago, I must go, I must go. Who could imagine I'd be wandering so far from the home I love? Yet there with my love I'm home.
16 bars thing, my song is in an up tempo, it's in 2/4 time. The bars go by really quick, so I was just hoping if, well, don't you think that's kind of unfair? I mean, that last girl was in here for forever. Each measure was about a minute long. I could hear, fine. So what, do you want to hear the last 2 notes of my song? I'm sure you'll be able to tell everything you need to know from that. Listen. 16 bars takes a half a minute, and it's always such a bitch trying to sound bits where some rickety old spinach. 16 bars, that's the upper limit. Take a tune and trim it down to size. Yes, I realize I'm just a blip on the map of wannabe stars, and all you want is my 16 bars. Let me tell you about 16 bars. 16 bars is my life. I go to work, new job each week, and if it sucks, hey, it's just 1 week. But the moment I begin to like it and settle in, whoosh, all I get is 16 bars, then they're yelling, time's up. So I permanently dwell in entry-level hell while everybody climbs up. 16 bars, nothing but a snippet. Take a jump and strip it of all chance to prosper and advance. I'll never get any perks or company cars, 'cause all they want is my 16 bars. Then after work, I have a date. And if it sucks, hey, it's just 1 date. But the moment that I start to let him inside my heart, whoosh, there goes my 16 bars. Flush him down the toilet. If it looks like it'll last, he'll be moving faster. Hurry up and spoil it. 16 bars, never a commitment. Did you think it meant something more? Sorry, there's the door. Time and again I've been close, but still no cigars, 'cause all they want is my 16 bars. What about what I want? Huh? What about that? What if I want more than 1 night stands and 2-day stints? I was made for marathons, not 100-meter sprints. I've got chaos inside me, but all you people can provide me is 16 bars. What am I, your puppet? Someone to dispatch after just a snatch? No, I'm gonna up it. I'm aware that it's not what you asked for. I don't care if it's way too long. I'm not doing it for the exposure. All I'm after is some kind of closure. So I'm gonna sing my whole damn
Sage, terrific. That was so much fun. Thank you. Wonderful voice and lots of fun. All right, it's time to dance. And I always look forward to when we have a dancer on the program. That's probably the audition area that we get the least auditions. So it's really wonderful when we have a young person who makes the cut and dance. And so Delaney is going to join me. This is Delaney Parker, and I happen to know where she goes to school. Don't I?
Yes.
She goes to Rawlings School of the Arts, which I have a little history with. So welcome, Delaney.
Thank you.
So tell me, you dance at school. That's your major at Rawlings. And then you study privately. How many hours a week do you think you dance?
Probably around 20 hours. It depends each day, but around 20 hours.
About
a
20
week.
hours a week you dance? That's half your life.
I guess, yes.
What do you like most about dance as opposed to any other art form?
Where there's many styles of dance, and they're all different, and I train in most of them, so it's fun to have a diverse.
So today you're doing contemporary dance for us, right?
Yes.
But you also study ballet? Anything else?
Ballet, jazz, tap, hip hop.
So you're well-rounded. Which one of those is your favorite?
Probably contemporary.
Contemporary? Who is your private, where's your private studio? Who do you study with?
I train and dance with Legacy Center for the Arts in Somerville, South Carolina.
Okay. And I also happen to know that you have in-house training also, because your mother is a dance teacher.
Yes.
How does that work out when she tries to tell you what to do?
Well, she's my ballet teacher, and she doesn't really train with me like privately because.
Okay, so you get along well as pupil and teacher.
Yes.
Well, that's an advantage. Yeah. What else do you do besides dance?
Nothing really. I go to school and then I have mostly an hour each day to go straight to dance, and I just go all the way until night. And I do nothing else over the weekends.
Just dance and more dance and more dance. Wow. Is that in your future? Yes? Do you want to be a professional dancer?
Yes.
Yes. Good. What are you doing for us today?
I'm performing a contemporary piece to the song In Nag Narcissus, choreographed and cleaned by Lana Henley.
So do you do any choreograph any of your own work? No? Yes? Maybe?
I plan to, yes.
You plan to do that. Introduce who's with you today.
My friends and family.
You have friends in the back. I see them waving at us. And do you have parents?
Yes. In front of them.
And they're right there in the middle. Yes, welcome. So we have this dance stage ready for you, Delaney. So welcome to it.
Thank you.
Finally it's clear it's always been you. Rain starts to fall, follow it up to where it begins, deep in the ocean. Love is a wave, love is a wave around our body. Rain starts to fall, drown
Delaney, thank you. You were so quiet when you were talking to me, but that dance was so strong. Had a lot of emotion in it. Thank you for that. We saw a difference between talk and doing. Very nice. Thank you. Andrew, you want to join us? Andrew from Greer. We've had a lot of Greer people on this season. Why do you think that is? Is there special something in Greer?
Maybe. I think it's just around that area. Like, there's a lot of schools, a lot of people doing music there, I guess.
So where do you go to school?
Riverside High School. I'm a freshman.
You're going to be a freshman, or you are a
Uh,
freshman? You just finished freshman.
I just finished freshman year.
You just finished freshman, so you're going to be a sophomore this fall. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I am.
What was bad about freshman?
I guess at the beginning I didn't really know anyone, but throughout the year it got better. For
Yeah,
sure.
good. So where did you go to middle school?
Riverside Middle School, just like right next to it.
Oh, okay. When did you start playing the piano?
I think when I was 6, either in kindergarten or first grade, I'm not sure.
And why?
Well, of course, at first, like, my parents were like, hey, you gotta do it, but after a while, I thought it was really cool to learn an instrument. It was pretty fun to learn new things.
Good. So you're now studying with, tell us your teacher.
Miss Lisa Kaiser. She's been in Greer for a long time, way before we moved there.
Where did you move from?
We've been in a lot of places, but right before that was Cupertino, California.
Oh, so you moved across country.
Yeah.
How was that? What was different in South Carolina than California?
I guess there wasn't really much of a difference that I remember, but of course, like schools and stuff, I had to meet new people.
Yeah, sure. And sometimes that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, particularly when you're middle school or high school. That's hard. What do you do besides play the piano?
Well, in school, I'm in the Riverside High School band. I play trumpet.
Oh.
Yeah.
And besides music, what's your favorite subject?
Math, I think.
Yeah. A lot of pianists do math. Math to me is just some figures that are some are better looking than others. So, yeah. That's my math interest. I'm very curious about how. Well, first of all, introduce who's with you today.
Yeah, the drive is very long, so just my dad.
Yeah, and there's your dad. I met him earlier. Do you speak more than one language at home?
Yeah, well, I used to speak it more, but Chinese, of course. Now, not as much, but still try to.
Well, trying is good. What is your favorite kind of music to play? That's what I'm getting at.
Well, between like all of the periods of music, I think classical or romantic is my favorite.
Classical romantic, okay. That would be something I would choose also. So what are you performing for us today?
Hungarian Rhapsody number 6 by Franz Liszt.
So we always like to have Liszt on this program. That's always a biggie. So welcome to this beautiful Yamaha piano.
Thank you.
Andrew, Mr. List would be proud. Thank you for that. It's wonderful. We now switch to another instrument that has strings, and that would be the classical guitar. So, Ari, would you join me, please? Ari Floyd. Hello, Ari.
Hello, sir.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, sir.
You're doing fine?
Yes, sir.
Right. I happen to know that you study the guitar with a teacher that is well known for teaching guitar. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
And her name is?
Marina Alexandria.
Yes, Marina Alexander.
Yes,
We have had very few classical guitarists on this program, but I think almost all of them have been from her studio. She's based in Columbia now, right?
I think she's in Charlotte. She moved to Charlotte.
She is in Charlotte, but she goes back and forth. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So do you study with her in Columbia or in Charlotte?
We do videos with
Oh,
her. Yes, sir.
so you do video instruction with her on the guitar.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that. How does that go?
It goes pretty smoothly most of the time, and sometimes it breaks up a little bit, but most of the time it's pretty smooth.
So what's your preference, to be virtual or to be in person?
I like in person better.
What kind of things are you playing on the other than what you're playing for us today? What are your other favorite things to play with on the guitar?
I do classical. I also do jazz and some blues.
Oh, do you like to do blues?
Yes, sir.
Do you perform at other places for doing blues or jazz?
Yes, sir. I think I've performed at South Carolina University before.
Ah, was that fun?
Yes, sir.
How much fun do you have playing the guitar? Do you think it's fun or is it work?
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's both.
It's both. Oh,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I guess that's a good answer. It does take both, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Where do you go to school?
Currently, I go to school at East Point Academy, Chinese Learning School.
Repeat, what learning school?
It's a Chinese
Chinese
school.
learning school?
Yes, sir.
How interesting. I didn't know about it. So, is it taught in Chinese or?
So at the middle school, you have all your core classes, and then you have a Chinese class.
Wow. I think that's terrific. I just didn't know that was existing in South Carolina. Does the governor know that? Well, anyway, that is really terrific. I'm happy to know about that. Who's with you today?
My sister, my parents, and my grandpa.
Ah, there they are. Hello and welcome. What else do you do in school besides play the guitar?
I do a beta club, and I used to do basketball in school and violin, but I'm not that good at it.
Violin's not a favorite, huh? No, it's okay. It's all right. Tell us what kind of music you're going to play for us today. How do you describe it?
The first song is Etude number 5, Opus 48. It's a classical song by Mauro Giuliano. Giuliani. Yeah, it's a classical song, and it's an allegro, and the composer was Italian.
All right. We have another first. Nix, thank you, Ari. Thank you. That was lovely. Beautiful playing. We have another first for this program. This is our first marimba player. And we're really excited to have this instrument here with us. And welcome with you, will you, for Kendall Montgomery, who's going to be who is a percussionist.
Yes, sir.
What other things do you beat on?
Pretty much everything, from large instruments like the marimba, to drums, to timpani, to triangles. The list goes on and on and on. I do basically everything.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I mean, you could audition again on another instrument, but it can't be the triangle.
Okay.
I don't think that would work in this venue.
I don't think so either.
So why be a percussionist, Kendall?
Why be a percussionist? I joined my intermediate school band in the 5th grade, and I chose percussion because it was the most competitive. Everybody wanted to play it, everybody was gunning to get a spot, and I was up for the challenge, so here I am. And I just think it's a super fun area. Everybody else is sitting down in the chairs, playing on their woodwind or brass instruments, and here I am in the back banging on stuff all day. I mean, it doesn't get much more fun than that.
I love it. So where are you in school?
I just graduated a couple weeks ago from Burns High School in Spartanburg. And I will be at Furman University this fall pursuing a degree in music education.
Absolutely. Terrific. Burns Marching Band does well.
Yes, they do.
Yes, I'm familiar with them, and so know that they do very well in the state competitions, and yeah, good choice of high school.
Yes.
So with the marimba, and you're playing with 4 mallets.
Yes, I am.
2 in each hand. Tell us about that arrangement and how that works.
Like how the logistics of it?
Yeah.
Your back 2 fingers hold 1 mallet kind of steady, and your front 3 fingers hold the other mallet, and that way you can change intervals. So if I want to play smaller intervals, larger, I can kind of pivot off of my middle finger. No, it's not easy to learn. It took me about 6 months before I was like, oh, that's how it works. But before that, I felt like I was just fiddling around. It takes a lot of practice.
Wow. What else do you do besides beat on things?
That's really the extent of what I do. I beat on a lot of things. I am obviously involved in symphonic band wind ensemble at my high school. I did marching band at my high school. I take private lessons. I just bang on stuff all day, and I love it.
Who's with you today?
My parents and my brother are with me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting her. I'm going to tell us about the piece that you're going to play and why you chose it, and in the range of marimba repertoire, where would it fall?
So I'm going to be performing A Cricket Sang and Set the Sun by Blake Tyson, which is probably an intermediate level marimba piece. This was one of the pieces that I used for my college audition repertoire when I went and auditioned for music schools back in the winter.
Yeah. So, do you play with any other groups other than your high school? Have you?
Not yet, but I'm starting college,
Yeah.
so I will be with my college marching band, with their symphonic band, with their percussion ensemble, just banging on stuff all day.
And you love it.
I do. It's
That
so much
is
fun.
wonderful. That's wonderful. Welcome to this instrument.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kendall. What a pleasure that was. Not only to hear, but to watch. So, thank you for that. All right, we're coming to the end of this program with Stephen Humphreys and his violin. So bring that instrument up here, Stephen, and let's talk about it. Hello, Stephen.
Hello.
And I happen to know that you are at the Governor's School.
Yes, just graduated this last Friday.
Did you? So you have made it through the Governor's School, and what does that lead to now?
I plan to go to USC
Uh-huh.
for music education and a performance certificate
Wonderful.
this fall. Yes.
Terrific. Your studies at the Governor's School, who did you study with there?
I studied with Miss Deidre Hutton.
So did you ever work with Katie Day?
I have with chamber and string orchestra.
Katie Day is one of my favorite people. She's a really terrific person.
She is.
Yeah. Do you have a special violin?
I do not.
It's just a violin,
Well, it's special to me.
huh? Of course.
I like the sound.
You've spent a lot of time with it,
I have.
getting to know it. So how long have you had this particular instrument?
I believe since August.
Oh, so it's relatively new.
Yes, relatively. Yeah.
Wow. What was your favorite part about being a residential student at the Governor's School, other than that you didn't have to live at home?
I really like the community that I built with like my string family and like the whole music department there.
Yeah, they're very much family-like.
They are.
Yeah, so that's a wonderful gift that you got to be there with them. Did you do anything else at the Governor's School besides play the violin?
I took 2 elective classes both semesters. I took composition and conducting.
Wow. So will you be a conductor someday?
I hope so.
Is that a goal?
Yes, sir.
Terrific. What kind of music do you want to conduct?
Ranging from Baroque to Romantic and 20th century. Just all of it.
If we're doing 20th century, who would be one of your 20th century composers?
I really like Korngold.
Korngold. Good. Do you have any violin inspiration? Any people that have inspired you with violin?
My private teachers, but I look up to Hilary Hahn and Ray Chen a lot.
So do you listen to a lot of recordings?
I have, and I still do.
Good. We talked about this morning's program, we talked about the Governor's School and the special place that it is for people like yourself. If you could give advice to any younger musicians out here, what would you tell them about the Governor's School experience that you would want them to know and to try to audition for the Governor's School?
Practice on the weekends. It's so relaxing. I mean, still relax, but make sure to practice still on the weekends.
So weekend work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tell us what you're going to play for us today.
I'll be playing Concerto in G minor, the first movement by Max Bruch.
Max Bruch, that's wonderful. And Dr. El Shazli is going to join you on the piano. Thank you, Stephen. Oh, Stephen, who is with you? I'm sorry. Tell us about your guests.
My parents and their friend.
All right, there they are. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you. Okay, Stephen, we're anxious to hear this Bruch. Thank you, Stephen. What a wonderful, wonderful performance that you gave us. Would all of my rising stars come up here with me? Here you go, folks. You saw them first here. These are your rising stars.